motivation isn't real. Motivation is not a real thing. People who train every day don't want to train every day. They are not motivated to train every day. They are something else. Motivation is the wrong word. They are not motivated. It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's not about feeling like doing it. If you only do things you feel like doing, you know what you end up doing? You end up sitting around with a belly drinking soya latte bullshit. That's what you end up doing if you only do what you feel like doing. You have to wake up and say, I don't feel like training, but I must train. I will only drink water. I will stop being a loser. You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like fucking doing. That's the difference between a man and a fucking child. You do not become a man doing what you feel like doing. You become a man doing what you're supposed to fucking do. It's your duty. It is your duty to not be a fat piece of shit. You don't get anywhere in life without discipline. You don't get to just play video games and get rich. You have to turn up on time, look good, be sharp, be funny, be smart, remember things, charismatic. I come from the era of discipline. I come from the old school ways. So you're in a world now where you can just, without discipline, stumble your way to success. Congratulations. But truthfully, to be truly a man, the absolute true marker of a man is his ability to do the things he doesn't feel like doing. What else is a man good for if you don't do things you're not supposed to do? What would that make you if you sit around and only do what you feel like doing? What would that make you? So it doesn't matter if I'm happy or sad, I will still go and do X. That is my job. It's my duty as a man to do X. That's what I'm going to do.
Somebody said to me before, they lack energy and they lack motivation. And I said, nobody lacks energy and motivation. You just focus it in the wrong directions. I would guarantee if you find a person who lacks energy and motivation, he's trying to get girls all day, he's messaging girls on Instagram all day who ignore him. I guarantee he gets road rage when somebody cuts him up. You get angry and you have energy and you have motivation when somebody pulls in front of you in traffic or when you see some on Instagram, but you don't have motivation to do anything else. You don't lack energy and motivation. It's pointing in the wrong direction. We all have an innate energy inside of us. We all have a life force, and most people are just directing it in the wrong direction completely. And that's why we're getting decimated in real time. The Matrix has come along and it's distracted us all with bread and circuses. I refuse to sign up to things that don't directly benefit my life or benefit the future for my children. I don't think if a sports team wins, it's going to benefit the future for my children. And I don't think if I jump up and down like a fucking ketamine-taking peasant in a concert, it's going to benefit my children. You have 10 years left to save your bloodline from eternal slavery, and you lack motivation? You are born to lose, sir. All of your ancestors who fought saber-toothed tigers should have just laid down and died because they fought their best for you to be born so you could jack off the Pornhub during the last few years where you stand a chance to save your last name from eternal serfdom. You are and you deserve to be poor. The last thing you should lack in the mess of the world today is motivation. And I'm telling you as a rich man who made it out, I can see the gap is closing. So you should certainly see it. I'm above in the clouds, looking down on the hole closing in. You're down below, looking up, watching it close, and you lack motivation to build a ladder. Maybe government will save me. Maybe if I vote for the liberals, they'll give me money. Fools. The last thing you should lack in the world today is motivation, because truly people are running out of time.
Well, I think that envy is designed to motivate, but the Matrix has taken envy and it's corrupted it. So I've always been, I've told this story on other podcasts before, but I've been an envious person. I've told this story because it was so pertinent to me about how most people don't care. I was walking to school, and I used to have to walk about an hour each day to school, and it was raining, and I was walking. And I was walking with 3 of my friends in a Ferrari. Pull up at the lights, made a bunch of noise, and I was standing there and I watched it, and then the light went green and he just tore off. I said to my friends, I was like, bro, how do we get Ferraris? My mom is on a council estate, single mother. She raises 3 kids on 300 pounds a month. We can barely afford food. He has 200 grand for a car. Something is broken. None of the teachers at school have Ferraris. None of our university professors have Ferrari. No one else I know has a Ferrari. What do we have to do to break the matrix and find the money? This is all a lie. I want a Ferrari. And my friends were like, don't know. That's why I have Ferraris and they don't. That's why I now have 33 Ferraris. Because I wanted. I was envious. I was envious of this man. Most people don't care. I turned envy into anger, and anger is power. But what we have people doing now, because they don't believe in themselves, because the matrix has dampened their soul, when they feel envious, because they want to level the playing field, which is all envy is. Instead of trying to elevate themselves, they try and drag others down. So when people look at my life and they're envious of me, what they should say is, he's truly from the most humble possible socioeconomic beginnings. He is a person of color, from a council estate, a single mother household, and he made it up to the highest echelons. He's on the phone with Elon Musk and his ability. He can do it, I can do it. But they don't believe in themselves, so what they do instead is, well, I want to level the playing field, so I got to drag him down. It's just laziness. Because you feel envious, but you don't have enough fire about yourself to go out there and attack the world and equal the playing field with bigger. So you want to equal the playing field by dragging someone else down. It's just laziness. Lazy people.
I understand why a lot of people doubt themselves. A lot of people doubt themselves because they're incompetent. You'd have to be a megalomaniac to not doubt yourself if you're an incompetent individual, right? If you're an idiot or you're shit at things, of course you're going to doubt yourself, because you should, because you fail all the time. The only way you're going to start to not doubt yourself is if you show some competence, if you grow into a competent individual and perpetually succeed, as I do. I don't doubt myself because I never fail. Whereas if all I did was fail all of the time, of course I'm going to doubt myself. So your mentality is heavily linked to your reality. And the fact that most people have such weak mindsets comes from the fact that they have a weak life, a weak body, a weak social circle, a weak network, a weak bank account, a weak relationship, and then their mind is weak. Well, of course, if you were strong, if your woman would never leave you no matter what because she idolizes you, then your mentality would be strong. Your mind would be strong by extension. So if someone comes to me and goes, I doubt myself, I usually look at them and go, yeah, I understand why. You're a little fat piece of shit and you're stupid. Of course you do. If I was you, I'd doubt myself too.
If you know good men, all they want to do is, most of the time, is work. What men who are good want to do most of the time is some version of work. Training, making money, organizing their life, getting their car clean, whatever. It's a degree of work. Women love fun. Women want fun all the time. And fun is where all the haramities appear. It's where all the negative organs appear. You're only going to get in a fight if you're going out trying to have fun. Drugs and rape charges and physical violence and assassination, this all is linked to fun.
Yeah.
If you want fun, you're dragging all this shit into your life.
Wasting money.
You can avoid a lot of bad things. Someone goes, you want to go out? I'm like, no, I'm going to sit here on my computer. I'm boring, but I guess it generates millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. So if you have goals you want to achieve, I ask you, what people do you have around you? What network do you have around you of people you can sit down with and they are competent and they're not lazy and they're not stupid and they're not self-interested and they believe in the greater cause, where you can work as a fraternity to achieve said goals? How are we going to do this? We now want to do this. How shall we do it? And we got it done.
People often say to me, oh, but Tate, you're lucky. You're a kickboxer and you were talented. Yeah, I was talented, but I didn't find out I was talented until I was disciplined. If I wasn't disciplined enough to train, I would have never seen my talent. You don't get to discover anything about who you are as an individual, your spirit, your soul, what you're made of. Without discipline, you can't even discover anything. Discipline teaches you all about yourself. It teaches you what you really have. You know, there's a whole bunch of people out there that might be the best pianist in the world, but they've never had the discipline to learn piano. So nobody knows. I make millions and millions of dollars and people look at me and go, oh, but how? And I'm like, what do you mean how? Do the right things every day like you're supposed to, on time, every day. And life usually comes together. I really believe that. It's all about self-control and self-discipline and making sure that you are the center of your own universe. And a lot of people agree with this and a lot of people say this, but it's very rare to meet someone who's serious about it. If you're truly serious about brute willpower, you can achieve anything. And the reason nobody has discipline anymore is because it's not taught. And we also live in a world where everything and everybody is vying for our attention. There's ads everywhere. YouTube happens quickly. Kids are being raised with iPads. Like when I was a kid or you were a kid, we had a coloring book. How do you think you're going to keep his attention as he grows old? He's been entertained by some of the best software developers in the world permanently. So your attention's very, very difficult. And that's what discipline is, really. It's the ability to stay focused on one thing for a long period of time. Most people don't realize how bad their attention span is or how much discipline they lack until they really start to suffer from it. But as a man, if you don't have the ability to knuckle down and focus on something for a long time, life's going to punish you. And the reality of mastery and the reality of success is that it's not really a glamorous story. Like, how do you become the best boxer in the world? You do the same thing over and over for 15 years. Like, it's boring. That's what discipline is. So the idea that a lot of people want to be constantly entertained, people want to be constantly motivated. I train every single day and I'm never motivated, but I'm disciplined. I've been training my whole life. I'm bored of it, but it's something that has to be done. So the idea of entertainment, the idea of motivation, these things are completely detrimental to discipline. I don't care if you feel like doing X. You must do X or you will stay a loser.
Got to take care of yourself. Do not neglect to take care of yourself. Key phrase. Some people don't do well because they don't feel well. They've got the gifts, they've got the skills. They don't have the vitality. Key phrase. Vitality is a major part of success. Vitality. I know a guy that raises racehorses. I'm telling you, the guy feeds his horses better than he feeds himself. He's so careful that they get everything. But you ought to see this guy. 10 steps up a flight of stairs, and I mean, he's all out of breath. Some people feed their dogs better than they feed their kids. Now, there's all kinds of parts to physical. Here's one. Appearance. Now you say, well, people shouldn't judge you by how you look. Well, let me give you a clue. They do. You can't deal in these shoulds and shouldn'ts. You'll be tipped over the rest of your life. Here's the best advice I can give you. Make sure the outside is a major reflection of what's going on inside. Now here's the next part of personal development, the spiritual part. If you do believe in spirituality in any manner, study it and practice it. That's my best advice on the spiritual side. Now here's the third part, the mental side. Learn, study, grow, change. And the human development takes time. The little wildebeest, guess how much time it's got as soon as it's born to be able to run with the pack so it doesn't get eaten by the lions? A few minutes. But the human baby, after 16 years, we're not sure. Unbelievable amount of time it takes. Here's also what takes time, and that's your mental development. Feeding the mind. Some people read so little, they got rickets of the mind. They couldn't give you a good, strong argument as to their own personal beliefs. To develop the philosophy and also be able to defend your virtues and your values. You need a good library. Get a library started. It'll change your life. Any home over $200,000 has got a library. Why do you suppose that is? Does that tell you something? Does that educate you at all? It doesn't matter what size home. Take your present apartment, clean out a closet, call it your library, and start acting intelligent. Let your library show you're a serious student. Next, keep a journal. Write all this stuff down. Don't trust your memory. If you're serious about becoming wealthy and powerful and healthy, cultured, unique, keep a journal. If you listen to something valuable, write it down. If you come across something important, write it down. Write it down. If you got a glimpse of Mr. Rohn's journals, you'd have to say he is a serious student. I'm asking you to be no less sincere and be no less committed to the advancement of your philosophy, the set of the sail. Start with the refinement of your philosophy. Start with the teaching of your own fabulous mind, where all the answers are. The rest of all the magical answers are within the confines of your own mind. But it takes the books, it takes the videos, personal conversation. Let your heart be stirred by words. Find ways to capture. Isn't this good stuff? I'm telling you, this stuff changed my life. I've never been the same since the teacher gave me some of this simple instruction. How to go from where you are to where you want to go. How to go from